iView Sports Podcast, another video. Gonna do a NFL weekly wrap up. I'm laughing because this week was wild. Just a lot of stuff that don't make a lick of sense. So let's get into it. Let's talk about your Dallas Cowboys and the New York Jets. Dak lit up the Cowboys. Didn't go crazy through the air, 237, but 4 TDs. The game was pretty much cooked before halftime. And Dallas just continued on as they was. Jets, y'all got a real problem. Y'all 0-5, and y'all the first team in NFL history. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. First team in NFL history to play 5 games to start a season and no takeaways. What kind of behavior is that? Aaron Glenn, you was a Pro Bowler cornerback. I mean, it's got to be translated somewhere. You got Sauce Gardner, like you no takeaways, no fumble, no random fumble. We seen random fumbles. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that's crazy. Like nothing big bro. Nothing going on over there. Okay, cool. So we got Justin Fields, 4 touchdowns, no interception, 100 QB rating, not bad, but this team is constantly getting blown out. And it looks like he's back on the Bears because regardless of what he does, the defense is giving up 31 points. 31.4 to be exact for you stat analysts. Yeah, that's a major problem. 31 points, that's not going to get it done. There's no way that's going to get it done. Y'all know that ain't going to happen. You had some Pro Bowlers over there. Sauce Gardner, as I said, Quentin Williams. Probably need another pass rusher. I know Will McDonald is a work in progress, and Johnson is not back yet from his ACL, but somebody gonna have to step up. The middle of that field is getting torn apart. Linebackers, Stevens, I hate to call out your name, big bro, but that secondary and then the middle linebackers getting torn apart. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to just do what you want to do through the air with you guys, and not even on a stats level. It just looks like there's not too much effort to tackle. Like with Dallas, it looks like whatever they wanted to do, they was able to. And it wasn't from so much execution. It was more guys just don't want to tackle. So a 3-yard play turns to 7. And too many of those add up and then it's over. Next thing you know, they in the end zone and that's it. That's pretty much what happened. So I don't know. Probably need to open up the playbook more. You third in rushing, that's cool. But when your quarterback is in the bottom 10 in pass attempts, I mean, yeah, you only got one reliable receiver, but you're gonna have to open up something. You're gonna have to open up the playbook, pass some more. You have to get that defense. I mean, 31 is crazy. You can't maintain that for the whole year, can you? We hope not. So, best of luck to y'all. I hope that gets together. So, Baltimore gets manhandled by the Texans. I mean, 40, get blown out by 30. I mean, no Lamar, no victory. That's pretty much what that was. Cooper Rush, he's a backup, but I mean, there's nothing that you can really get from that. CJ Stroud had 4 touchdowns. Only 4 incompletions, 23 of 27. So Texans trying to build up some wins, keep pace with Jacksonville and the Colts. But yeah, that's too much. There's nothing really much with that. Washington beats the Chargers. Of course they do. The Washington, Daniels comes back 27-10. Chargers. Daniels does 231 through the air. And he gives you 39 rushing yards. Ja'Cory Crosby Merritt. I know I messed up your middle name, big bro, but 111 yards on the ground. Appreciate you. You looking pretty solid in your first few games as a rookie. But yeah, the Chargers looking like they was off to a hot start and look like they going backwards. Maybe y'all need to stop playing East Coast teams. That's not helping. Even though y'all wasn't in the East Coast this time. But real quick, shout out to Keenan Allen. Fastest player, 159 games. Fastest player to get 1,000 catches. So much love to you on that. Keep going, big bro. Philly. Nah. 18 straight Denver put on you to win this game. We ain't even got to go too deep. I mean, they passed the ball a little bit more. Hurts. I had almost 300 passing yards, 280. But it seemed like Philly got stagnant, and they basically just said, we're going to sleepwalk through this game. And Denver said, we're going to keep playing. And then that was the end of that. So they end up handing Philly their first loss of the year. A.J. Brown still can't get the ball. And the offense looks very basic. I don't know, change of coordinators or y'all slow playing it and y'all going to pick up at some point. But this offense looks pretty dead, and there's too much talent on this team for that. That's probably not even necessary. You can probably open it up a little bit. It just looks boring and sleepy. But it's got you to 4-1, so I guess it ain't too bad, huh? So Dylan Gabriel starts his career off overseas against Minnesota, and 19 to 33, 190, 2 touchdowns. So, but they do end up losing to Minnesota. Carson Wentz, he looks like he's back to old form. Old Philadelphia Carson Wentz. I mean, they win 21 to 17. Minnesota, they're hanging in there with no McCarthy, but when you can get 123 yards out of Jefferson, yeah, that'll help you. But hats off to Wentz. He looks solid. So hopefully he keeps going and Minnesota hangs in there till McCarthy comes back. Real quick, I was tripping off Detroit. You said they was washed after one game. I know they lost 1,000 coaches, but they not washed. They are leading the league in points scored. Now, albeit they have been beaten up on the Browns and the Bears and the Bengals. I guess all the teams with B's that start with a B. That's from the Midwest. But ain't nothing like beating up on teams that start with a B from the Midwest to get your swag back. There's nothing like that. That always gonna help you. So, if your schedule falls that way, hopefully it does the same for you. But Detroit 37 to 24. I mean, they do look solid though. It was a win against Baltimore in there, and that was before Lamar went down. So give credit where credit is due. And I don't think Detroit is planning on slowing down. I think they just had a bad game. It just was what it was. Because they haven't looked like that since, not even close. Golf, St. Brown, everybody looks how they was last year. And I think that's just going to continue to go as well. But they do have Kansas City, Minnesota, they got Tampa, they got Washington, they got Philly. So I guess we'll see if it's just the lack of competition or they really for real the same team that they was. Because scheduling can help when you play teams from the Midwest that start with a B. Anyways, Saints, congratulations to y'all. Y'all get y'all first win. Jets, you the only team without a win. Sorry, y'all last. But Saints get a win. 2 interceptions off of Dart. I guess this is why we don't get too high on opening games for rookies, because you can look really good and then you can come back to earth a little bit and then we have to go back and forth. But not in this case, you don't, because who expects the Giants to do too much anyway? So this is a learning experience. And the Jets the Saints finally get their first win of the year. So hats off to them. Oh, one thing about the Giants, no sacks. Burns, Lawrence, nothing. Carter, that's a lot. That's a lot to not have no sacks, especially against the Saints. This is not a high-powered offense. That's probably the difference maker in this game. You should have got to Rattler, but you didn't, and I think that helped. That hurt you more than the lack of play from Dart. But that's just my opinion. Oh boy, Lord have mercy, Miami. Tua, 256, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yes, sir. No interceptions this time, big boy. And y'all blow it. Yep. Panthers came on back and took that up off of you. 200 yards plus from Rico Dwelling. Sorry if I messed up your name, bro. I'm messing up a lot of names. Help me with this. But yeah, 200 yards from him for the Panthers. It worked out. And Miami does not prosper against the lonely Panthers. I mean, you got to rack up these wins, especially with Tyreek out. You got to rack them up. Tyreek out. Tua doesn't throw no interceptions. And here we are talking about a loss to the Panthers. Y'all wild, boy. Lord have mercy. But on the other hand, we have the Colts. They are handling business. Yep, they are. They had their way with the Raiders. The Raiders might be cooked already. Gino, what are you doing? Gino, what is it? 6 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. We too early in the game, Gino. Come on, man. I believe in you. I know you got better in you, but that ain't it. Yep. So Gino clowning again. 2 more interceptions. Colts roll, and I mean roll over the Raiders, 40-6. Just a thorough spanking, if you want to say it. I mean, Daniel Jones, he's kind of looking like the Daniel Jones when they went a couple years ago when he was with Barkley, and before Dayball started yelling at him crazy. He kind of looks like that type of parent, which I think is better for him. Get him to throw a little bit, have him run, and then you got a strong running back. He had that with Barkley, now he has that with Jonathan Taylor. And it looks like you're building even better results because I think the Colts do have a good team. I mean, I think they do have a good head coach, at least with the offense. He knows what to do. And you have the receivers. You have Pittman, you have Downs, you have Mitchell. Mitchell, my boy, come on. Make sure next time you cross that line, just across the line. Yo, I know y'all be ready to, I don't care what y'all do. Just make sure y'all cross the line. You can dance and flip, just for your safety. This is your money. This ain't for me. This is for you. This is your paper. Because after a while they gonna start talking about you and then they ain't gonna say they can't pay you. So don't give them no excuse. Go ahead and cross the white line and then dance. So that's what that is. Hopefully we'll see what the Colts can do because they have the Chargers, they have Titans, Arizona, and Pittsburgh is next. They're 4-1. They got to keep pace with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Texans look like they starting to wake up, so it might be interesting next few weeks. Tampa Bay continues their hot start. They're 4-1. Got into a whole shootout with Seattle. That was crazy. Baker, only 4 interceptions. A few quarterbacks with only 4. Incompletions for the game. C.J. Stroud 4. Baker 4. Must have been when it's show day, it's show day. So Baker 379, 2 touchdowns. Darnold 341, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Last minute, 58 seconds of the game. Tampa takes it down the field, and McLaurin 39-yard field goal. That's what put them in the loss column. But other than that, I mean, Darnold had a pretty good game. So we have Igaba. I know I messed up your name. An Enigma. These names, God bless me. Help me, y'all, with these names. But yeah, we look like we might have some good receivers on our hands. If I ever get their name right, it's not out of disrespect. It's just, it's a challenge. I'm working on it, though. I'm improving every day. But yes, leagues look like they're in good hands. So that's the thing. A shootout with the quarterbacks and the battle with the receivers. That was a pretty good one. Tennessee gets their first win. Jets, you all by yourself. 22-21 against the Cardinals. Oh boy. Cardinals 16 fourth quarter points given up. This game should have been closed out, but for some odd reason, you find a way to get you a L in the midst of all the foolery. So we had a wild play. Cam Ward scrambles out the pocket, makes a pass. It gets picked off by Taylor Demerson. Now he intercepts the ball. He gets up and he fumbles the ball. and the ball touches a gang of players, and I mean a gang of players. It probably touched at least four or five, and it ends up in Tyler Lockett's Tennessee Titans receiver hands, and it's a touchdown. So it went from an interception to a fumble to a touchdown, all less than a minute. Crazy work. And then, but Ward did make a crazy 39-yard pass down the field to Ridley to get him in field goal position, and there it is. Cardinals, yeah, I don't know what y'all be on. Y'all be doing your own thing. But yeah, so I never seen a interception, a fumble, and a recovery in the end zone for the touchdown. Maybe I'm not old enough, but I haven't seen it. Somebody got to let me know if they seen that. That's crazy. One thing real quick, I don't want to make this too long-winded, but when you get an interception, just go ahead and lay down. If you don't think you can intercept the ball, get up and run, just lay there, because let the offense handle that work. Let them do what they need to do, because you done your job. You created a turnover. So if you not feeling good and you feeling like, just lay down. Just do the Eli and the Peyton. When somebody come close to them, they just get down. They don't even think about getting hit. They just lay right on down. That's it. Just do one of those. Just, you get the interception, you lay down. I know a lot of people want to air read and get up and run for touchdowns and all of that. I get it, but if your feet feeling a little wobbly, knees a little buckly, just go ahead and lay down. And let the offense do what they need to do. Because I don't think that should happen. I mean, it's a crazy play. What's the chances of that happening again? But you just don't want to be in that position. And just sometimes it's better to just lay there. But what do I know? I'm not a professional. Anyways, we got Jacksonville end up taking the game against Kansas City on Monday night, 31-28. Kansas City looked like they was rolling 14 straight, and then Jacksonville started to play a little bit better. Lawrence, 2 running touchdowns, of course, the game winner. We'll talk about it in a second. But Devin Lloyd, 99-yarder interception return against Mahomes. Somebody get that man an oxygen tank. Bro was running and moving. And shout out to the blockers. That's how you do it. If you got room to run, of course, go ahead and hit it. And good for y'all looking out for the man. Helping him out. Making holes for him. So I appreciate that, man. I always love to see the big man get the interception and run it back. That's a personal joy for me. Yeah. So Hunter gave you 64. Thomas gave you 80. Jacksonville looking pretty good with those 2 receivers. You might need to keep this going. Echane, 49 yards on the ground. Not too much, but it helped, of course. And Jacksonville is 4-1. Real quick, Trevor Lawrence stumbles into a hole. Another thing I didn't really see before is a quarterback say hike, fall down. Think about getting up and fall down again and not get touched at all and still have time to get up and run in for the touchdown. And that is how Kansas City takes the L. Who would have thought? This man had time to get up, dust himself off, and try again. Whole Aaliyah song. Some of y'all ain't old enough. But yeah, that's what it was. So Jacksonville is 4-1. They look solid. Who would have thought that? But maybe you just needed some more talent, new coaching. It could be a collection of all health, all of that. But yeah, so their next 4 is Seattle, the Rams, Raiders, and Houston. So it's starting to look pretty interesting in the AFC South. You got the Colts, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars 4-1, and you also have the Texans. They're starting to come around. So that could be an interesting division. Keep an eye on Mahomes and the Chiefs. Struggles. It's almost like nobody is nervous about playing Kansas City anymore. Like they used to be the bully, and I think that would just throw people off of their game, just them being Kansas City. And that's slowly starting to fade away. It's like people are starting to look at them as a good team, but not the juggernaut that they've been used to seeing. So I mean, Mahomes 63% completion rate. Of course, that's gonna go up, but right now it's not helping. So we'll see what happens with that. But it just seems like people is not afraid of Kansas City at all. But what can you do? And we got to talk about our buddy, Stephon Diggs. Moving on, talk about the Sunday night game, which I almost skipped over. Patriots and the Bills. Who thought this was going to be an interesting one? But the Patriots look like they actually solid this year. So Stephon Diggs' revenge game is complete. Had 146 yards receiving against Buffalo. Bad feelings. Probably no bad feelings, but he did what he had to do. 52-yarder from Andy. And look at that. The Patriots beat the Bills. Who would have thought that? But Patriots look like they're actually decent. Drake May might be coming into his own. And that could be another interesting thing. Could they actually compete with Buffalo for the AFC East? Probably not. But, it'll be interesting just to see them improve. Maybe they'll take that leap that Denver did last year and be a fringe playoff, or if not a playoff team. We'll see. But that is your NFL recap. A lot of foolery, a lot of unnecessary stuff, but that is the NFL. So that's what we get from week to week. That's why we watch. But appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.